Okay, we're solving for x. Now, there are a few different ways you can do this, but one way is just for me, I like to say, oh, these both have c in it. Let's kind of get that term all by itself. Okay, how do we do that? Well, we factor it out. We say, I'm going to divide both terms by c and then put the c out front. Okay, so this divided by c, c divided by c is 1. This divided by c is x. So what you get is s equals the c out front and then times 1 plus x. Now, let's just verify where did that come from. What is c times 1? C times 1 is c, that term. What is c times x? That is xc, that term. Okay. Now we don't have c happening twice in there. Doesn't really matter. We're isolating x, but it kind of is a good idea to do that. Now, what do we do? Well, right now, the thing with x in it, this term 1 plus x, it's being multiplied by c. So let's undo that by dividing both sides by c to get this part, canceled out. Okay, and when we do that, you've got s over c equals 1 plus x. And now, easy, what's happening to x? 1's being added to it. How do we undo that? With that minus 1. Okay, and just simplifying that, really simplifying that, just says these two things cancel out. So you get s over c minus 1 equals x. And I'm going to box it because that's our answer. And let's do a proof on this. Okay, we write the original equation. Then we write wherever x is, and you can see that x is in front of this second c, right? So that's where I put s over c minus 1. And now, what do we do? Okay, if we multiply this through, and you say this times c, okay, this times c will cancel out s divided by c, and then times c, that divided by c and times c cancel out, leaving you with just s. So this c is coming straight down from here. Okay, this multiplies over here and cancels out the divided by c to become just s, and this times this is c, so minus c. So this is what we get at that step. And then what do we do here? We're going to combine the c and the negative c, and it will just equal s equals s. That's what we're looking for whenever we do a proof, is the same thing both sides, so I'm going to give it a check. Okay? So that is your answer for number 23. Now, you might be saying, but Mr. Massey, if I check the answer in the back of the book, that's not what the answer in the back of the book says. Okay, so I'm going to redo this problem on the next slide, and I'm going to show you why they are equivalent. Okay? Remember what we've got here. We've got this answer, s over c minus 1 equals x. Okay, so I'm going to put a new slide, and I'm just going to jot that down right away at the top of the slide so that we can compare it later. Okay. Okay. So as I said, I'm going to jot down what I had found as an answer, which was s over c minus 1 equals x. Okay. Excuse me. Now, what do we have as the original problem? We had s equals c plus xc. Let me just verify that that's true. Yep, I copied that right. Now, what could you have done instead of this, instead of factoring the c out? Remember what I did. I'm just going to write what I did first. I had said, factor the c out, you get s equals c parentheses 1 plus x. That's what I'd said to do. But let's erase that and say, what if you didn't do that? What if you didn't do that? What if you instead said, what's happening to x times c? C is being added to it right here. So let's undo that. So let's say s minus c equals c plus xc minus c. Okay, what did I do there? I took what was already there, s, and I subtracted c. And then I took what was already there, c plus xc, and I subtracted c. Okay, what does that do? These two things cancel out, and what you get is s minus c equals xc. And now you say, what's happening to x? Being multiplied by c, so I'm going to divide both sides by c. Okay, and what you get is s minus c over c equals x. Okay, that's what the book has as what x is equal to. Now I just want to show you why my answer is the same. Okay, look up here at my answer. I'll put a box around it in red, make it easy to see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just show you this fact. Okay, so let me put a little, let me box an area off here to work in. Okay. What I found down below, s minus c over c equals x. As I had said in another video, and this is kind of cool and interesting and worth seeing. What I had said in another video is this. If these two different terms both have this, we can split that denominator up and give it to that piece and give it to that piece separately. So I could rewrite this as s over c minus c over c equals x. All I did there is I took this denominator of c and I put it to this s and I put it to this minus c. Okay? That's fine. Now what? Okay, well look. What is c over c equal to? We always know, whoops. We always know that anything over itself equals what? Equals 1. So I could just rewrite this as s over c minus 1 equals x. And that is what I wrote on top. Right? Same there as there. So I did this problem differently than the book did it. But those are equivalent answers. Okay? This answer right here, and I'm going to circle this over here in yellow, which is what the book said x is equal to. All I did is I solved it slightly differently, and what ended up happening in my case is that I gave this c denominator to both things. So we got s over c minus c over c, and c over c equals 1, so I got that. Okay? That's just a fun fact about you could do this two different ways. Your answers could look different. This looks different than this, but it actually is exactly equivalent. Okay? If you're confused about that, you can ask me, but either one of these answers is fine.